Yo, what's up? It's Remy. So I wanted to make a short tutorial video on how I built a ShareTribe marketplace directory. So basically this is a landing page using card and then an embedded Airtable view right here. But what it is really is a kind of directory, so like a really lightweight product. So you can create a directory or even some kind of like nomad list style landing page or actually kind of lightweight product. Hopefully using this tutorial, you can then use card or some other kind of landing page builder, and then also use Airtable as an embedded view and make your own. So let's just jump right into it. So this is actually the live URL right here. It's a thinkbox.io / and then you see the ShareTribe examples. So why I created this was I get a lot of questions from people that are looking for examples for ShareTribe marketplaces, and there really isn't an extensive directory online. So I thought, why not just create one? So hopefully you can, if you're interested in also building a ShareTribe marketplace or a marketplace using low to no code, you can actually just go to this URL and see some pretty good examples of others that are built using ShareTribe, whether that's their Go or Flex platform, and a lot of these are extensively modified. So I actually didn't add all these myself. I just kind of built the product and then made it live and shared it in some different groups and primarily like Slack groups. And actually looks like there's about 63 different marketplaces right here as examples. So you can see all the ones like at the top are ones that I've actually kind of built or helped build myself and also launch. So there's pretty good examples in here. Of course, Studio Time's kind of right here at the top, which I built and launched. But anyways, let's just jump right into how I actually kind of built this lightweight directory right here. So the two tools that I used, as mentioned, are Card, which is a great kind of landing page builder, and then Airtable. So this is live URL. Once again, I'll link below in the description so that way you can kind of check it out. But we'll jump over here to Card. So this is actually in my account in a project view for Card. This is the ThinkBox website. So I just wanted to make it easy. I didn't want to have a whole other URL like sharetribemarketplacedirectory.com or anything. So I simply just have it as like part of the ThinkBox kind of resources page. So I'm gonna go up at the top. You can see like our whole site right here. But basically to make a new page, you can see right here, you can see there's just like a section break and then you can name it and it can go down. So what I did is I just added another one. So we'll just kind of continue down. It's fairly straightforward. So here we are. So here's the actual in Card. This is the actual landing page for the ShareTribe marketplace directory. So it's fairly simple. So I insert a button kind of at the top up here. So that's to the back. So that would be back to our services. Since, of course, this is kind of like lead gen for our services for ThinkBox, which we do custom ShareTribe development. And you can see right here, so this text is just a container. So this is like right here in its default. So it's fairly straightforward. And then here is the actual embedded view of Airtable. So this is what you're seeing all the different kind of user added or user submitted ShareTribe marketplaces. So basically, it's fairly straightforward. It's literally creating a landing page with these different containers of plain text and then linking. And you can see right here, and then we have like our footer right here. These are all different containers and cards. They're super easy. And then this is the actual kind of Airtable, which is an embedded view. So I'm going to kind of run you through each of these kind of containers really quickly. And then I'll run through Airtable and then how we actually configured that table and then generated the code for the view. And then you can see right here, it's simply the code right here. So it's just literally just an embedded view of that. All right, so as I mentioned, this is just like a button right here. So this is a button that I added to the page as an element. So if you can see the add element on this top right. Here, this container below it is text. So you'll notice that in the text, in that main container, there's a text right here. So this is going to be a little bit larger kind of text. And then below that is actually going to be some smaller text because that's not a title, it's kind of a description. So if you've used Card, then this is very basic for you. You know the different kind of the different ways in the formatting right here. So for instance, if you're going to link to ShareTribe and you want to link in a new window, you can see kind of how I did it right here, put the brackets and then the parentheses right here. And that basically takes the link to a new window. But this is all plain text, and they actually have like a markdown kind of formatting guide right below it. So this is very straightforward. So that's the top kind of container with the title and then the subtext. Now here's the actual embed, and we'll just kind of skip down because, as I mentioned, we're going to go and I'm going to show you how that was configured in Airtable. So below that is actually a URL. So this says add your ShareTribe marketplace to the directory. So this kind of prompts people to submit their own and add it to the directory. So that way it is actually user submission based or user generated, and it's not reliant on me manually adding those to a table and then that displaying. So the easy way to do that is this is simply hyperlinked to the actual Airtable to that form to add your own. So I'll go over that too once I jump into Airtable. Right below that is just some more kind of text below, and that just kind of like lets people know how they can add theirs to it. Then also, if they have any help, to contact me on Twitter or ThinkBox, since this is of course kind of like lead gen for helping others. And then also this kind of shares some YouTube tutorials, kind of like this. I do a lot of other ones on ShareTribe. And of course, since that's what this is about for ShareTribe Marketplace examples, then I kind of link to those. This container below for the email newsletter sign up prompt for ThinkBox is very straightforward too. It's simply a container, and then within that, I kind of added the text. So here's the text, and you can see just kind of like how I have like the two asterisks and the formatting and the markdown that makes it bold. So but that's all fairly straightforward. Once you're in Card, you can kind of see this because it has it right below the actual text field. Here's like a form. So I basically added that form to that container. So it was also added as an element, and you can click on form and you see the different type. So it's a contact or a sign up. Since this is an email newsletter, then I have this basically that using a MailChimp integration. Then you can see right below that, I just entered the API key from the MailChimp list that I wanted to have these emails actually be sent to and added to. Below that is a text right here in another container for the footer. So you can just see right here just the different kind of types. Basically, these just link to other pages within this kind of full editor of the site. The only exception is the contact, which actually opens in an email client to contact the email, just contact@thinkbox.io. So as you can see, this is fairly straightforward. This is the actual kind of landing page. We'll jump over to the screen again. So you can actually, so you can actually see right here, once again, this is the live actual kind of like product or landing page for the actual kind of directory. And once again, you'll notice now referencing kind of what I just showed you is all the different kind of plain text, the button, the text, the linking. And then of course, here's the Airtable kind of embedded view. So let's jump into Airtable, and I'll show you how I actually made that. So here we are. So in Airtable, and if you're not familiar with Airtable, it's great. It's basically a kind of database or kind of like Google Sheets alternative, and it's very user friendly, and you can kind of customize it and integrate it with all sorts of other tools, views, other kind of pretty much you can do a lot with it. It's a great kind of no code tool that you can use. So I use it in this. I actually don't use it for a lot of other things, but simply just wanted to learn how to use it. So I thought, why not just kind of build this marketplace directory using it. So I started, we'll kind of go back. So let's see. You can see, you can actually sign up, and I'll link below in the description. It's free. So I'm actually on the free plan. But when you sign up, you'll be taken to your dashboard, and they actually have example bases right here. So basically, these will be great kind of starting points, and you can actually see some different examples of other things, but these will be great starting points for you just to see something that's already kind of built. So an example Airtable base, and then of course, once you see it built, then you can just directly kind of edit it and modify it, as opposed to having to start one from scratch and then not really knowing how to use their kind of interface. So what I did is I actually just duplicated this art gallery base and then just kind of modified from there. But we'll just kind of click over here and we'll just go through it really quickly. So here is the actual, this is the, so to speak, kind of like database that that has all the different marketplaces on it right here. So this is what you're actually seeing embedded as the view on the actual landing page, and this is basically the actual directory itself. So it's fairly straightforward. So these are all different, just right here you can see the marketplace name. So this is like a field type is just this is going to be plain text. Same thing for the URL over here. So this is just another kind of column. I added another one for the tagline right here. And then here is where we get into a different kind of like multi-select right here. So on the display, it actually looks like a tag. And that's very easy to do over here. So you can see customized field type. So you can see it's a multi-select, as I mentioned. And then I just made the title Share Tribe Platform Use, which displays at the top of it, right? Now it's colored options. So I did that because I thought that, hey, it would kind of look better and easier to kind of correlate to what's selected. Say if it's like Share Tribe Flex versus Go, right? So we'll go back over here and you can see that right here, I simply just added the options. So there's only 3 options. Those are the 3 different, basically the different products that Share Tribe offers. So all the different marketplaces that people are adding as examples will basically be one of those 3. They can't be 2 of them. So it's a single select on here. Would have actually honestly probably worked for that. So that's one over here. Then the other thing, the next field is actually custom development. So that's like yes or no. And then you can see when I clicked on that and customize this field, it's also a multi-select. So I probably could optimize this, make it a little bit slicker, but this actually works. As you can tell, because like there's 63 entries on here, so clearly it does work. No reason to really change it for right now. Now this is the URL right here. So this field you can see is just a URL field that does kind of validate. So this is customized by. So for instance, if we enter studio time up here, then here's the kind of select as Share Tribe Flex. Was it custom development, yes or no? We selected yes. And then who is it customized by? Then here's the URL. So that's us, like ThinkBox, and then the /Share Tribe, which goes to our Share Tribe, some of our services that we offer. So then over here, the next kind of column is going to be, you'll see, is different attachments. So you can actually have screenshots of the marketplace. So that's super helpful. So people can actually just see that when they're referencing the actual kind of directory. And it's just an easier kind of visual cue and reference. The other kind of field that we added over here, as you can see, is for notes, and that's just long text. Simply because these are just kind of like details or other notes that people can add that are relevant to their marketplace. So this is the basic database, so to speak, or the different base for Airtable that I had created. Some of the different things you can do is over here you can select a view type. So we could have actually displayed it as a gallery view. But and here's like the attachments that people added, for instance. So we could have done that, but we just chose to do main view since it's a little bit better to display on the landing page. So that's fairly straightforward. We could have done customized cards, added different filters, sort by colors, like all kinds of stuff. But just want to make it super easy right here, once again on the display, because the user can also kind of configure it on their end too. Now, to make this user submission, that kind of functionality and that possible, what we did is just went over here. You can actually see, sorry, down here actually. So we have a submit your marketplace, right? So I created this, which is like a form, and you can see it's actually on this kind of like form editor right here. So it's fairly straightforward because you can actually just edit the text directly. But here's the text I added. So for instance, the title to submit your Share Tribe marketplace, and then this like supporting kind of subtext, and then here's the different fields, which of course correlate to the different columns right here that you can see that actually display. So once again, the marketplace name, URL, the tagline, so those are the text fields. You can see the multi-select, of course, so now you can see the actual display when users submitting theirs. Same thing with the custom development and then the customized by. So that would be like the URL. And then the screenshots, of course, that was like an attached file. So here's the actual attachment, and then the notes. So once a user submits this, this actually then goes and that populates real time in the database. So the good thing is that when we're referencing the actual live kind of product or the live directory now, But if you're a user and you see all these and you're like, oh, I want to add mine, then you click on that, add yours to the directory, and then the URL then opens up to submit on that actual Airtable form. So it's very straightforward. You can basically have all this different functionality possible just using Airtable and then using Card to display the actual landing page with it. So let's go back over here. So we're going to drop down to the main view. So we've successfully set up a base and configured it for what we need for that's optimal for the actual directory. We've also kind of made the form and configured that. So now we have the ability for users, or this is to be, I'd say, kind of like user-based submissions on this. So now what we need to do is think about how do we basically get the embed code to then have it generate on that actual landing page. So that's very straightforward. So you can see actually over here, so this button right here, so this is shared with a private link. So you could actually share it with a link and you can see all the different kind of options you have right here. You can see like a form view and everything right here. But go down here and click on embed this view on your site. When you click on that, that's actually going to pop open a new page, new tab with this page. And you can see right here, so here's the actual embed code, right? So here's the page for it. And it shows you a preview right here, which is like really cool. And then you can see that actually this is desktop and the mobile. So you can play around and see which different views you want, because you can back over here and you can see like if you want to sort by, hide fields, if you want to change the view to gallery, for instance. So it's very easy to kind of configure the actual view, which will then be what's displayed on the landing page. Same thing for the form. But once you have that code over here, so you can just simply just copy this code, then we're going to go back to card. You would click on add an element, and then we're going to go over here. So once you have the container, you click on add an element, and then that would be an embed. So all you do, this isn't an iframe, this is code. So you would add that. And then you simply go down here. We want to make sure it's in line. We would simply paste this code right here. And then here we are. So that's actually done. So we had already done that. And then that is actually here. So this is how it looks on the edit, but you don't have to worry about that. You just simply click save. So you're actually good to go. So this is on the URL for thinkbox.io. But for instance, if we actually wanted to make this like its own kind of product and launch it, we could then have like, share tribe marketplace directory.com. We would then simply publish this to the URL right here. So you click on publish to the site over here. I don't really need to do that, but once again, you can see this is on Thinkbox. The URL, but you would just configure your URL for ShareTribe Marketplace Directory.com there. You would click publish and then you're live. So once again, so it's very straightforward to actually build a kind of directory style product or landing page. You simply just need to build a simple page using Card or website using Card, and then sign up for Airtable if you're not already signed up for it. Literally just start building a base, and then you can customize it toward your needs for whatever you want to display. And then if you want it to be user-based, so you don't have to input all the data yourself, then you can simply create a form submission. So that way you have a URL for that, and you can link to it literally just using text kind of on your landing page. And then once again, here's the actual URL. So I'll link down below. And then, of course, you'll keep seeing this up here in the URL at the top in the browser. But it's thinkbox.io, and then / and it'll be Share Tribe examples. So you can go check it out. You can actually just click on Add Your Share Tribe Marketplace to see how that actually works on the Submit, which once again will kind of be right here. Then you can just play around with the displays too if you just want to see like some of the different possibilities right here, right? So you can like kind of hide things. So if you don't really care like the taglines, you can just click on that, and then boom, that kind of goes away, right? So this kind of updates real time on your view. So hopefully you found this video helpful. If you have any questions, just comment below on the video. I actually do check the comments, or I try to as much as possible, and answer them. Or you can contact me on Twitter or any other social. I'm Yarumi. And I'll be making other kind of videos like this that are without code tutorials. So let me know if you want to see anything or see any kind of products that I built in the past, videos on them, or any other kind of tools. And thanks for watching the video. See ya.